Lazy lady.
Hello dear all, this is Joanna, and in this film I want to explain what kind of series of videos you've got here. It's very unusual and it's new, so I want to explain in the small part at the beginning of the video concerning the nakshatras. Now, if you already heard that, if you already seen it, just click in the description. There is a link, and it will take you directly to the video about the current energy of nakshatra and the other correspondences. All right, let's explain. So here I'm starting the series of videos where I will be checking, I will be seeing what is the energy in the universe for all of us. But the main channel, let's say, will be going through, it will be nakshatras. Now, nakshatras are the constellations. It's taken from, so stars, basically, group of stars. It's taken from the Vedic astrology. It's something like a zodiac. You've got 12 zodiac signs, and usually everybody knows just the sun sign, of course, but we all are the mixture of different signs, in fact, because different planets in our birth horoscope are in different positions, right? And it has to be said a little more. That's not only that. People usually focus on just numerology or astrology, tropical astrology or tarot. And I just want to come from nakshatras, which is Vedic astrology, which is something like a zodiac sign. It's another kind of archetype, and there are 27 of them. And through that, I want to see everything that's corresponding, all the other archetypes and other signs and other energies that are attached to it, right? Because we are not only a mixture of zodiac signs, we are a mixture of all the old knowledge, the ancient knowledge uses lots of tools. So it can be interesting for you, I thought, to see, all right, so here is this nakshatra at this point of time. Let's say between, there are 2 weeks, okay? In 2 weeks' time, we've got the energy of a certain nakshatra, all right? But behind that, you've got also still a zodiac sign. I will tell you what it is. And behind that, you've got also a kind of, some kind of element, all right? It can be fire or air. And behind that, you've got also some kind of archetype. And it can be, in Greek mythology, it can be that. And in Slavic mythology, it can be something different. In Nordic, and so on and so on. But behind that, you've got also some other parts of nature. There are some totem animals, right? And it's like, you know, it's like a kind of road. You go, I chose to go through nakshatras because they are the least known. So you go through nakshatra, I will tell you about, and then you've got the Vedic god, and then we'll discover other stuff. Here you will have the picture. That's a circle, and you can see in the picture what's corresponding what. All right, that's my analysis. In ancient knowledge, you know, it's not really fixed. Even the element, when you've got fire, it can correspond, for example, to the I don't know, for example, Archer and Sagittarius, right? But also the other sign, or it can correspond to something else in Chinese mythology, all right? For example, the tiger. So it's a kind of mixture. There are correspondences, but also it's very fluid. So that's even more interesting. Anyway, what we'll do here, when you watch the video every 2 weeks, let's say, you will see what is the energy for you. I will tell you what is the nakshatra, what it is, what Vedic god, what's the sign, what's the correspondences, all this, also about temperaments and so on, even Slavic mythology, because I want people to know it and I want people to join the dots. It's not like everything's separate. No, everything is together. You just need to find your way in it and use it for you. And every 2 weeks, more or less, you will have the video. I will use cards, meditation cards. I will use tarot, but I will use my cards that I made, and I will change. Sometimes it will be a tarot with archetypes, sometimes with some Vedic goddesses, sometimes with some other goddesses, sometimes it will be about nature. Right, so I hope it will be interesting, and we'll see. There is the general nakshatra and correspondences energy, but also we'll see in the cards what's in. What are the, let's say, what should we do those 2 weeks? What is it good to do? What's not good to do? All right, maybe we have some advice and so on, right? And I will not really specify that it's for somebody this and that. No, 2 weeks. For those 2 weeks, I will say what's the period, what this period is good for, because we've got this nakshatra. But I will also give you the link where I will tell you, go check what is your Vedic astrology set, right? What is it? So maybe you've got that nakshatra in your horoscope, in your spread. That would mean that even if this will touch you even more in this period, you will be more touched with that energy, right? So it would be good for you if you checked it. Okay. Yes, and I guess that's it. Oh yeah, and I wanted to tell you that the dates, there is no time. The dates I'm using, let's say, for example, for nakshatra, or I don't know, hasta, it will be between 25th of August to 10th of September. It's quite arbitrary. You will not find those dates. It's like when you go to Vedic astrology, you've got only degrees, right? It's all based on moon. But when people do the tarot readings and they say, okay, this is for I don't know, Pisces, and this is for September, all right? But September, and usually they do it at the 1st to 31st, all right? No, 30th September. Yeah, but normally the Pisces or any other sign is from the it's from mid month to the mid month. So all of this is arbitrary. What kind of dates you use. I just decided like that I can do it every 2 weeks, and the dates I'm giving you, I'm not a Vedic astrologer. They are based in my own analysis, and they are more or less arbitrary. They are based on zodiac, tropical zodiac. Still, I think it's interesting, because I'm not going to check degrees. Maybe I'm going to do it, but I think it will be complicating too much for you. So I guess I'm just going to give you dates. Not everybody has to be a expert in Vedic astrology, and that's not what I want. All I want is to focus on archetypes. Archetypes are the most ancient and they are basic. Okay, that's it, because it's really long and I have to attach it to every video. Okay, bye-bye. Hello everybody, this is Joanna from the channel JC Lady Alternative Education. Today we are going to talk about, we are going to look at energies in the period between 8th of November 2020 and 15th of November 2020. And according to me, this is the period of JYESHTA Nakshatra. If you need more explanation why I'm saying that, just go to the intro and to the other films that are on the playlist, and the link is in the description. This is the holistic tarot, and now in a moment I'm going to talk about all the archetypes and symbols that are attached to this period and those energies, and then we are going to do the reading. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Joanna Choluch, and I have a project, JC Lady Alternative Education. All the information are on my website, jcalternativeedu.com. All the info is in the description box. And I'm working with books, consultations, and workshops. That's what I'm offering to you. And all is turning around methamorphosis. That's what I'm offering you in different ways. I'm a woman who myself, I went through many metamorphoses in different areas of my life, so I'm quite experienced. I've got a series of books, K and K. You can go and see it on the website. You can buy some of them. The project is, it's new. And there are workshops in reality and online. The COVID started, so there will be a online platform. I'm just testing it. So go to the website and see all the information. I think it's very interesting. And there are consultations and videos that I do for free for you. So this is the main video. After that video, you will have the extension. There are cards of extension, and the extension you will be able to find on the platform. It's free for now, but if I would do it together, it would be just too long. So go to the link in the description. You will find the link for the platform for extension, so you will know more about those energies between 8 and 15 of November. Okay, so that's the intro, another intro to the reading. Now look, this is the period of JYESHTA Nakshatra. So JYESHTA Nakshatra, what is it? It's the patron of this JYESHTA Nakshatra is Indra god, Vedic Indra god, because this JYESHTA Nakshatra is it's a kind of zodiac sign for Vedic astrology. Now, Indra is the highest god. You can compare him holistically to other archetypes such as Zeus in Greek mythology, or Thor in Nordic, or to Perun in Slavic mythology. They all have this weapon of lightning, fire. Basically, it's a very, very fiery archetype, fiery type of masculine archetype, very sexual, very sensual, and it's repeating in all mythologies, and it's an archetype that tells you that this is the masculine energy that is very strong, that inseminates, that inspires, active in the world, very it's strong, it's hard, it goes deep to the ground, it can destroy, it can be quick, sometimes it's too quick. That's what Indra is also all about. So I will tell you one story about Indra, and another story will be for the extension video. So one story about Indra is like when he was getting into troubles a lot. He is the highest god the chief of gods in Vedic mythology. Not the first one, because before it was Verona, I guess, but this story will be for another nakshatra. But now Indra is the highest god, but he is very sensual and sexual, so he often falls in love and he seduces women, right? So and often it happens that he gets punished for that. And it happened a few times that he met with a wife of some sage person, sage man. And this sage man, when he discovered all that, he punished Indra, sending him a demon to the paradise, and all the gods had to flee, right? And then Indra had to go to Brahma or to Vishnu, depends. There are a few stories. I'm just making a short story for you. So, and he had to go and pray and pray for help. So, and here comes JYESHTA, because he prayed to gods, and gods often gave him a very strong weapon, some kind of protection against the demon. And for example, a good shield or strong protection, let's say, and that's important. And that way he could go and fight back and regain the paradise, right, for all the gods from the demons. So that protection thing is important because it's thing in JYESHTA Nakshatra, and the JYESHTA Nakshatra symbol is like that. It's an umbrella. Umbrella protects you against sun or rain, which is also important because sun, we've got here the fiery energy. This is the sun archetype, the fire archetype, and it's good to have it, but you also need to protect yourself against that. And often you say that the best protection for a JYESHTA person, so go and check the link, maybe you've got JYESHTA Nakshatra somewhere in your horoscope. So the best protection is like not really amulet, however you can have it. Amulet is also a symbol for JYESHTA. But it's qualities, certain qualities, such as maybe humility or maybe a reason, right? So just be reasonable, or just be calm for your strategy to work. Don't be too impulsive. Don't be too quick to do things, because you can regret it later. So JYESHTA Nakshatra is all about rivalry, having rivals, and all about fighting, politics, strategy, being the chief, being the highest. Therefore, you need to expect. You have to expect that you will have people to offend you and to attack you, right? So that's the highest you sit. That you can have more problems. Sure, it's good to have such position, such royal position, but it's also difficult. But that's what all this JYESHTA Nakshatra is about. It's about power, how to manage power, how to manage authority, right? It's all about authority, respect, how to gain it, how to equilibrate, do you say equilibrate? I think it's French. I'm sorry, I'm making those movies in French, Polish, and English, so sometimes I get mixed up. All right. Indra okay, in a moment maybe I will tell you about Indra and Polish mythology. Now let's finish with JYESHTA Nakshatra. I think it's interesting to know the mantra. So the mantra is for JYESHTA: the leader's passion needs attacks for counter-attacks. And that's interesting because it's a kind of exacting or perverse, I would say, because but it talks about strategy, right? So you need to expect that you will be attacked, but also often you need not to react. Don't react, just act with reasoning. Don't react to any attack, right? So your counter attack should be calm, right? Don't get provoked. That's what it says. Be wise. That's what the king is about. Wise. Okay. Now Slavic mythology. In Slavic mythology, we've got Slavic gods. It's for this period of Scorpio, because all this JYESHTA, Indra is perfectly well combined with Scorpio energy. This is the Scorpio energy, the ending now. And Scorpio energy is this. This is the wise strateger, right? Strategist. Okay. The one who knows how to trick, because it's a trickster, but it's also somebody who can really dip the ground in the ground. He's really brave. He's not. He's not afraid of breaking taboo. So that's what Scorpio is all about, right? Scorpio is the one that will face demons inside himself, inside underground, and face also demons that's facing demons like here, right? Taking protection from gods and then going and facing demons and chasing them. That's what Indra did. So Slavic mythology, we've got Wado, god, and Wagoda, goddess. Now, Łagoda, you could think it's łagodny, meaning calm and gentle in Polish. There is this connection, but it's Łagoda, Wado and Łagoda is the gods that are all about, storms and troubles also in nature. That all the elements in nature in autumn, this part of autumn, are just mixing. Then you've got, this is the period of dziady and baba, dziadas and babas, dziady and baby, meaning the All Saints and Dead's Day, Halloween, you could say otherwise, end of September, end of October, it should be, but then in old times, you didn't really have like 1 day or 2 days. It was at least, a few weeks period. So we are still in this period of in between 8 and 15 of November, we are still in the period of meeting the world's visible and invisible meeting. It's still the period of Scorpio, that's what I'm saying, JYESHTA and Indra, meeting the worlds, like gods and demons. That's it, right? So it's that this line between the worlds is very thin, and those words can mixed up, and there is a struggle between them, especially that now it's the time. Also, we are all around this time of equinox, right? Am I saying right? Autumn equinox, right? So anyway, it's the passage time, right? The rite of passage. Two worlds meeting. All right. And Wado Łagoda, those are the gods, Slavic gods that are surveying that time. All right, they are looking so that elements, they are keeping an eye on it so that elements are well mixed up, and that after that you've got a new order. Everything is calm. All the energies they are also looking at autumn energies, so that all energies are kind of calmed and mixed and chased, so that they are kind of preparing the winter, because we are entering after the All Saints Day and Dead's Day, we are entering the fourth part of the year, the last part. It's like winter part, right? So, all right. And I guess I told you all about that. And yeah, you also in numerology can keep in mind that this is 8, which is eternity, and mixing again elements like managing their reality and spirituality, for example, or you could say like the visible world and invisible world. So that's that, but that's mixing, struggles and storms. And on the other side, you've got Scorpio, which is water element. And when I've got water, I attach here phlegmatic temperament, which is appropriate here, I think, because I mean, it's Scorpio is fiery, right? So it's moving, but on the other side, not really, because it's got this other part, hidden part, right? And this phlegmatic doesn't mean that he's always slow. Phlegmatic can also mean obstinate. That can also mean hard-minded. I would say that when he will decide something, he will just do it. When Scorpio decides, for example, that he will uncover the truth, that he will kill something that is untrue, right? That he will dig in the ground until he gets it, right? There's no taboo for him. Then there's no stopping, impossible. So that's also phlegmatic energy. Okay. So now what we've got here. So Indra, I told you. Now goddess and guidance from Doreen. It's strange, this energy here, but look, it's feminine. It's good because it's another part of another side of this Indra god. But look, it says Cordelia. It's her name, the goddess. Go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. All right. You could think, oh, it's like springtime. Not really, because we've got those colors which are purple, violet, and which are a little similar like here, which I will talk about in a moment. That's the main energy, what we want in this period. But you know, those colors are attached to mourning as well. Like when you've got the mass for the dead person, the priest wears that. That's the color for the Christ in the Easter season. All right, that's the mourning. At least in some civilizations, it's this color, that kind of symbolism, purple. And it's also, well, I would say it's just calm down, you know, not even mentioning that here is the air. Here is the air. This is the air. There's lots of air. Air is element of intellect. So it's like saying, everything is saying, break down, like stop with those fiery energy and just get some energy of intellect. Like if you think about it, here when you've got lightning, there are many kinds of fire in Vedas. One of them is the fire of lightning, but there is also another, the fire of your mental, of your brain. Okay, that's electricity, right? Electricity, which is connected to intellect, all right? That's what you've got in your brain. Okay, so it's connected. And in air, that's electricity. But that's also being wise, thinking, sparkling. Archetypes for Scorpio, it's saboteur, and that's interesting. Light attribute here highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. All right, so how can you? It's about Indra, right, or JYESHTA. Like you need to think through your actions if you are on a high position, or otherwise you can just destroy it. and maybe it's not worth it, right? So your position, so, but he teaches us that, just, you know, be careful with your passions, be careful with your fire. And here in shadow attribute, it's destructive behavior, right? That also you've got problems with other people. That's exactly what I told you about Indra and about JYESHTA too, right? So like having rivals and being jealous, or being too quick in thinking and decisions and actions. Here we've got that's tarot of nature, but I took only animals, and so it will be our totemic animals for this reading. And three of vessels basically is joy, and because it's you know, that's what I told you. This period, it's for the Dziady, right? Halloween, that's day, right? So it's also about connecting the worlds, different worlds, and getting most and getting help, right, by that connection. But here is the heron. The heron. So the heron is the symbolism for it is that it's a wise animal, but also exactly that. Heron means that you've got access to the other world, invisible, for example, but it can mean anything, right? That you as a human can get access to a God's world, or the demons can have access to the God's world, and all that, right? So mixing up the worlds. But heron is a protective animal, so again the same, it repeats. Protection, think, okay? But you can have also some protection such as heron, I don't know, amulet, a picture. Okay, so let's go with the reading. It's going to be long again, but it's difficult for me to make it short, you know. Okay, in the background we've got the King of Batons, the King of Wands, so fire, 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 but that's a wise fire, because it's a king. But here in the extension it says that, you know, be careful, because it's the Knight of Fire, of Wands. Okay, here is our energy, our me and you who are in that reading, and that's 10 of swords and who? Sometimes I will just forget an English word. Hermit. All right, so that's a hermit. So to me, what it means in this period, and you know, I'm telling you all that from Poland, where you've got lots of troubles, and the women movement against changing the laws against in abortion. And it's not about you know, that I'm right, I'm for or against. I'm just thinking that's too much trouble right now, while we should be focusing on ourselves, our relationships. And I'm wondering if it's not mixing too much with between men and women. Is there any manipulation? Anyway, there is 10 of so the end of some period, and it's you know, it's like we are all tired, we are facing the wall, and we need some wisdom, thinking, calming down, and maybe just, you know, going back to our houses, or getting fresh air, maybe connecting to our woman energy, female energy, or to our women, to simply from our family, or just you know, connecting to our wise people in our to our ancestors, you know. So that's how I see it. This energy. Now look, here you've got the that's also Jade, right? So that's wisdom, wisdom of generations. This is the challenge. The challenge is calm. Seeing things from different perspective. To do it, you need to stop. You need to stop for a moment, stop those revolutions and those troubles, and just think what's going on in here. Of course, it can also mean the lockdown. Where you are reading, you probably are already in the lockdown. We are not really, but for example, in Poland, they closed already the cemeteries, which is very grave. I mean, it's a grave. It's very serious, because there was springtime. So for Easter, they actually didn't let people fulfill the rite of passage in spring. Now we've got the same. So it also forces us to think it through and make it differently, because the rite of passage are crucial. If, for example, now we didn't also have it in summer, because summer there you had also obstacles, and so and you couldn't have the rite of passage in summer, like all the events for Kupała, for example, in Slavic, or any summer events were cancelled. So you didn't have already spring, summer, rite of passage, holidays, right? Properly done. And now it's the third one. That's not good if you will not do all of them. It's like a lost year, and you have a bad energy to come into 2021. I'm telling you, we'll see. We need to see all this from a different perspective. Maybe they do it differently, not religiously. This is the center, and this is like what we want most. Subconsciously, maybe. I think that's it. Get some air, get some intellectual area, right? Get some air, just think all this through. Calm down. She's sleeping. Right? No action. Just action in the mind. And this is also action in the mind. And when you go to the tent, to the end, you should take your decision and calm down. Okay, here is what helps you. That's also intellect, but it's, it's like, again, page, what is it? Oh yeah, it's page of swords, which means also intellect, but communication, basically. So communication and learning, like learning something from those events, what's going on. This is our emotions. Emotions, and those emotions are, we are in a flow. We could say it's chaos in emotions, or you could say it's we don't really know, right? We are dreaming. But since I have this tarot of nature, I looked here and I was surprised, because 7 of vessels here is morning. So again, Jade, Halloween, morning, So you've got another extension for those 7 that you usually think of. Anyway, it's not clear. There's that's like a storm of emotions now. Too much of fire. And maybe even water, right? Because you've got fire and water when there's a storm. And you need to get some air. Here it's work. Well, you are waiting and waiting. You cannot really act. Maybe because it's lockdown. Some problems here in your work. This is your center. This is your spirituality. That's what you are now. Your heart, your mind, your soul. And it's not really very good, because it's like, again, a revolution, but like standing, but this is being the chief. In Reader White, you are standing in front of your army and you are ready to go. Maybe face demons, or maybe do some other stuff. But it's it's still fighting. But what is good about this is that you didn't really, that you stopped, right? And maybe prepare to think, but maybe prepare to attack again, or counter attack. The end of all this is quite, I would say, positive, because you've got here 10 of cups, vessels, and it's you know, the fulfillment in your emotions. So I guess it's possible that all that periods in 15th of November will finish well, that you will be able to, you know, balance those energies, because this is, you go to the end, right? So and you are maybe tired. This is the end of this period, but it also can mean that you did your thinking, right? And reasoning, and this is also reasoning, and this would mean that finally you came from 7 to 10, right? So I guess it's positive, and I'm positive for this end of this period. However, this is a very difficult period when you've got here 10, and this is also 3. So hopefully we will be able somehow to celebrate Halloween, and you know, that's days, and connecting, and not really demons. Let's connect to our ancestors and, you know, angels. Okay, now let's see the connection, which will be in the other thing. For the energy here, our energy here for 10, you know, lots of 10s, 10 cups, and here 10 and 10 cups, it repeats. So that's what I told you before, but I'm just going to show you. For Hermit, you've got that. Here you've got 10 of coins. Here you've got the Metamorphosis. Here you've got the Page of Coins. Here you've got the Knight of Cups. Here you've got the Hanger. Yeah. Yeah, here you've got the, yeah, here you have 2 cards, because I took another card. Maybe I will show you later. Here this card is 5 of Swords for the extension, and here is 10 of Coins, and in background the other card for extension was that one. Okay, so you've got in the description, you've got your link. Go to the extension video. It's free, and this way you will be able to see and check how the new platform for seeing extensions and my workshop works. So take care, always believe in yourself, and always keep your internal fire alive, and subscribe and like it. Thank you.